Alright guys, so we have a Samsung. This is a new unit. The problem is we have a power block that is broken. Looks like it's someone actually broke it, and it's missing the nut. So the way to repair this, we have to remove the nuts, those two screws, L2 and L1. Nice that they labeled them. I guess people are kind of crazy, I guess. Get those mixed up. And what we're going to do, we're going to remove that power block and put another one in. Also, the screw behind that nut, or behind that screw, is a nut, and that is what actually holds the wires in. So I should have another one of those from another Samsung, so everything should be the same. This is what the unit looks like. It's kind of dark. So it's pretty nice. Brand new. We have the match for the washer as well. So got to repair it to be able to sell it as a match. So we have a donor. This is a donor dryer, and what I like about Samsung, this unit is older, but it's just a power block, so it's not going to affect anything. I'll show you how to remove the power block and leave the wires and everybody intact. So a little trick to it. This is what this one looks like. So different on the outside, but everything else is pretty much the same. All right, so we're going to remove that and get a transfer going. All right. Alright guys, so we have your wires here, okay? You gotta remove the screws. So we're missing a nut, and we're missing a screw. Hopefully we can save this guy. I think what happened, maybe someone put the wrong screw, or they cross-threaded it, and they weren't able to save it. So we might be able to save this. It's pretty beat up, but I think we can. Now, usually I have to use my quarter. Phillips is fine if it's not too tight, but just be mindful. I'm pretty sure the screw probably fell down in there too. All right, so to get these out, you have a tab right there and a tab right there. Okay, this one stops it from being pulled out, and this one stops it pretty much from holes in the nut. There's a nut under here, and that holds the nut, and also this guy keeps the nut from moving around. So to get these out, okay, sometimes we have to pry a little bit, but we have to actually get these guys pushed back down. My light is limited. and sometimes they get slid out this way instead of back. So it's like a little lip where it grabs. So once that's free, you can lift it and you just pull it out. Okay, and you can pretty much follow the contour off the other one to make this repair, and that's if you have this issue. Sometimes you may have to replace the power block if this is broken or whatever the reason. Sometimes you might have to replace it. And I'm going to save the stickers to put back on the other one just to keep it, I guess, in the proper order. Since it's a new machine, the power block will not be new, but it'll be totally fine. They're identical. It just won't be the same nice shiny black, but it'll be covered up anyways. So now, what you want to do, you want to grab this guy, and you want to straighten him as much as possible. Since he got dismantled, I'm glad we can save it, because when you have to change the wire, you have to resolder, and it just does not look the same, especially on a new machine. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. You want to make sure these tabs stay intact. If these break off, then we'll have to actually remove this and solder on with the new piece. And they should be straight, not bent like this. So, like that. All right, so I'm going to take out the other one from the other machine. I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, so here are the two. As you can see, no difference. So you want to start by inserting your nut. And while you have your nut out, you want to make sure that they do turn a certain way, meaning that's the back side, and this is the front side. Sorry, you couldn't see. That's the front, and that's the back, meaning it's easier for the nut to go onto the bolt this way than the other way. If I'm not mistaken. It has a beveled edge, as you can see. They bevel together, and it goes in. There it goes. Let's try the other side. If I'm not mistaken, it was harder. Yeah, see? Oh. Okay, so you should be okay if it goes on the other way. Maybe it was another machine I was referring to. But this side does have a smoother edge than that. So I would recommend this anyways, just in case. All right, so let's start by inserting the nut. And make sure it's facing the correct way. The mounting is going to be right there. So insert. And do one at a time, because you do not want to have them falling behind the machine. I have extras, but if you don't, you're going to be in trouble. So now remember, this is going to be holding that in place. So insert, holding the nut. Okay. Get your screwdriver. And you're going to push back. And it goes under that lip. Not sure if you can see it. Well, she's under, but I'm going to make sure it's secured just a little more, just to be on the safe side. This one looks like it's could go a little more. There we go. And if you try to get it out, it should not be able to come out, okay? Or go forward. So, in fact, I think you can only push so far and then it stops, but make sure it's snug and tight. All right, that's one down. And you can always put your screw in just to check your thread while you have it out. You don't want to have this thing all the way in and then you realize, uh-oh, something is off. Now is the time you want to find out. Now, I don't recommend using a power drill for this, but, you know, just use a manual. Okay, one is done. Now, the second one is going to be a little bit harder, I believe, and the reason is he was kind of damaged, so we shall see. You want to make sure that these are pushed down somewhat, because you got to remember, they're keeping in that nut. So if that nut's able to move around, and you can always use these as a reference. You see, this one I could bend a little more. That's good. All right, let's see what we got here. So it goes there. And might have to force this one in just a little bit, and he snaps in. The other side is in. As you can see, that side is still bent. So we'll have to push him down to get him under. And sometimes you might have to use either maybe a hammer just for a little more leverage, but it's not hard material, so you should be fine just pushing it. You can always check your connection, make sure it's tight. I'm going to push this down a tad more. That was a pretty good push. Now this one could be pushed in just a little more. It looks it. There we go. That looks good. That's pretty good. We are going to bend that piece in. Well, let's see. If you can move your nut up, okay, then that needs to be bent in. If you can't, you should be fine. Yeah, that's good. All right, we're almost done. One more to go, and we're going to check our nut again. Make sure it's tight. We are missing a nut, but we will take one from another machine. We should have some nuts laying around. Sorry, screw. Okay. And we're going to be removing that and sticking it there just to keep it in order. Looks better. After all, it's a new machine. Now Samsung and Samsung are the same, but I always say double check your screws. Make sure that everybody are on the same page, meaning make sure the screw or screws are the same. Otherwise, you're going to have to use a different screw for it, and that's not ideal. You can end up damaging something if you think that's the right screw, and next thing you put it in and it's not, so make sure they match. Push that in, and then we're going to push the tab back again. All right, guys, I think that's good. And we're going to try that screw. I got to find another screw, but we just want to verify that it is the same. Came from a Samsung, so they usually are the same, but can never be too sure. And it is. Alright. Alright guys, that's how you do that. Only thing is left, secure it back in its place, and put the sticker L1 and L2, and we're done. Thanks for watching. And that's how you repair or replace your power block on a Samsung. This is particular for Samsung. Whirlpool, very similar. In fact, I'll have a video out on that, but I'm not sure how often people actually change those, but if you need it, it's there. Thanks for watching. Alright guys, there it is. It's done. And it's just ready for the cord, but we're not going to put a cord on because we have to wait and see which cord will go on this dryer. Now, quick note, if you are doing a 4-prong, so you're going to put that white wire back to the center and your green on your dryer cord will go where that white wire is. If you are doing a 3-wire hookup, you will leave that right there, and you will put L2 to the left, L1 to the right, and you'll have a neutral, which is the center wire on your gray cord, and that will go in the center. All right. Thanks for watching.